One is an idiot, it might be both of them. Shut up, dude. It's a podcast.
What's up, you fucking customers?
What's up, customers? How you all doing?
I'm sorry, your stuff sucks. That's funny.
Bro. I had heard that our Prime Minister Luxon was out meeting with the customers, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's us.
That's his statement. I've been out there connecting with the customers.
How come then we're not always right?
Why does he not know that they're voters? Why is his instinct to see them as... He's just in CEO mode.
Bro,
which is not, well,
how does he not see it? Easy, because he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't see it.
He's not capable of seeing
it,
maybe.
He's a weird cunt.
There's other politics news.
There's a bit.
It's a glorious day for freedom.
We won. I told you.
Yeah.
If you're watching and you can see it.
He's touching his nipples.
I'm gonna. The more we talk about it, you're going to see the hand go in the jacket. Napoleon style, but is it Napoleon? It's about a dictator.
I suppose so.
Yeah, so
there's all kinds of news around Trump, bro. What do you want to
wait
talk about?
Wait on before we jump it.
We don't have to do news right away.
What's
okay.
because
oh yeah, for anybody who hasn't been keeping up with the news, Trump won the election.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah.
You know, we
lost, guys.
Thank you.
It's over.
That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
He'll stop the pedophiles this time, bro. He will, please, bro. He will stop the pedophiles.
Promised.
He'll drain the swamp this time, bro. Honest, he will.
He's not going to just jump in the swamp and be the only guy.
He'll build the wall this time, bro. Please.
He's not going to jump in the swamp and be the only guy that really likes it in the swamp.
Yeah,
like
totally.
He's splashing around and doing tricks.
Just like fills it with different sewage, like whatever.
Worse sewage. That's his talent.
Yeah, in a great many cases. Everybody who comes out and talks shit about Trump, like, no, I used to work for him, he was horrible to work for, here's the specific ways in which he's an idiot. And Trump's team's response consistently is, that guy's fucked in the head. Who would ever listen to that guy? Well, you fucking hired him, what do you mean?
It's the lunchtime, it's the school president.
Yeah.
He's just this. We're gonna have 2 lunches and
totally 20% tariffs
every year. We can punch teachers.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and if they do something that you don't like, they just owe you more money.
Did you see him at the at a rally a few days ago and the audio wasn't working? So he pretended to fillet the microphone for some amount of time.
He then threatened to go knock out the sound guy.
He said, "This is a quote. Do you want to see me knock the hell out of people backstage?" This is an 80-year-old playboy. He is soft as baby shit. He's not going to knock the hell out of anybody. That's not a thing. If he was 20, he couldn't fight an audio engineer. And I don't know how much people listening know about audio engineers, but they're the mechanics of musicians. They're not tough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You just managed to fuck off Trump supporters
and audio
mechanics and audio engineers all in one.
He could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not lose any votes.
Yeah.
But if you saw him throwing a punch at somebody, 30% reduction in votes. He can't grab the handle of a truck. He's not going to be able to punch a guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Neither can Skeletor. I mean, Biden.
Yeah, bro.
Like, they should have fought.
You know, punching the audio engineer doesn't fly fucking anywhere, right?
Yeah, bro.
You ever been to a grindcore show? That wouldn't fly there.
Yeah, bro.
Like, where? Where could that possibly happen?
Piece of shit rock stars like to talk shit and blame their equipment.
Yeah, totally.
The sound guy.
Well, I mean, the equipment wasn't working. That's not Trump's fault. Like, he's correct to blame him. He's wrong to say, who wants to see me be a tough guy and go hurt someone?
There's 30,000 people there going, what's the problem? And
yeah.
Like,
why can't I hear Trump? I'll kill him myself.
Yeah. And that's why he has to, like, jump out in front with his silly jokes. I'm not defending it. I think it's hilarious. RFK,
he's going to let him go wild on the food, bro.
That's a direct quote.
I'm going to let him go wild on the medicines. First thing he does is ban ivermectin. You ban all forms of deworming right away. That's a risk to his brethren, bro.
That's why he's scared of Rogan, bro.
Why's that?
Because Rogan probably sweats ivermectin.
Dude, he's full of this stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, bro, yeah.
That's funny. RFK. So
I hope
these
that
political
RFK is a alien hive mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's taken over a Kennedy.
Yeah.
And now it's in charge of the food and the drugs.
Yeah, bro, that's going to go really well.
Yeah. We're all going to be aliens.
Yeah, bro. Your political outsiders that you got in include billionaire former president, current richest man in the world, and a Kennedy. There's your outsiders. Great fucking job.
You got that nice Hawaiian lady soldier.
Which one?
Is it Tulsi Gabbard?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think it's Tulsi.
There's a pattern
And then
around
there's a
Trump
little
that none
Indian dude.
of the women around Trump are worth listening to.
I always thought she was pretty cool.
She might be. I don't know anything
haven't
about it.
seen
I've
her.
lumped her in with a category of like a big bunch of stupid women that are normally around Trump.
But this is like what I've said the whole time, though. It's just a different group of stupid people with too much money. We're already being run by stupid people with too much money.
I suppose.
Who don't listen to us. Like, you know, they're giving money to fucking Ukraine or whoever the fuck and being like, you should buy weapons to defend yourself. By the way, we sell weapons. Oh, just a sec, I need to check something. Hey, have everybody in Congress, have you guys bought your shares?
According to NATO, you actually have to buy the weapons from these specific companies. Isn't that wild?
Amazing. Yeah.
Crazy.
But
electing Trump, as we've discussed, doesn't solve that. He's much more interested in Raytheon's share price than what's the right thing to do.
Yep. Did you know Putin's come out and he's...
Well, Trump said if he was elected, he'd solve the Ukraine-Russia war within 24 hours, which everyone was like, he probably could do that. Like, yeah, he will. He'll probably go like, hey, Ukraine, stop fucking around. A lot of this is Russia now. It's over. Congratulations, everybody.
Putin's come out and said, I have a whole new respect for him.
Yeah.
When his life was in danger, he acted like a very brave man.
Because this is how you treat Trump. You touch his balls just a little bit.
Just to let it calm him down.
Yeah. I'm a super tough guy, and I
just
Trump
love
is
the
really
idea
tough.
that like
This 80-year-old playboy.
This 80-year-old playboy who's like, I'll blow shit up because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then some
going to turn the military on the enemy within, brother.
Yeah. And then there's some serious cunt though, and he has to be like, hey, Donald. And like, how does he play it? Like, that's got to be real unnerving.
What kind of serious cunt do you mean?
Like Putin.
Oh, yeah.
He could say the wrong thing and be like,
I think he treats it like spy games. Where like, this is the ways you manipulate him.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to manipulate him.
But I just think it's too funny though of like, he might as well be like the guy on cocaine at a party.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to make sure he just stays where
Doesn't
he
flip
is.
out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He could... We might be able to stop him if we all band together. But there's a high chance he's going to fuck us all up. And we just need him to stay in the corner. Well, hey, looking great, bro.
Yeah.
Looking amazing.
Totally.
Brave. Stunning.
Brave.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stunning and brave. That's the only way. And he's just like, I told you I'd get him to stop.
Yeah.
Who? You're the guy we want to stop.
That is who needs to stop,
yeah.
There was a sort of a tipping point, it was seen as a tipping point late in the electoral cycle over there, which is that they can kill your squirrel over there. If you're a gay porn star, the cops can kill your squirrel. Which was one of those things that kind of confused Republicans a little bit. But importantly, the implication is this wouldn't happen under Trump, right?
Yeah.
So Trump, for instance, like... When Trump talks to a room full of cops, what he says is, you guys should be allowed to beat the fuck out of whoever you want. Mm-hmm. So the implication that this is going to somehow improve when you put Trump in charge is fucked up. Like, if he wants a photo op by the church and you're there, you might you might not even have rabies squirrels. Yeah. You might just be minding your own business outside a church, and Trump would rather be there, so you get your fucking ass kicked.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not like because of concern for anybody else. That's one guy's ego, which I would argue is worse.
You wait on before you keep going. You know both of these things shouldn't happen, eh? It was a Karen.
I agree.
You know, a Karen rang it in and was like, this motherfucker has a squirrel and a raccoon.
Sure.
Yeah, squirrel, Peanut the squirrel, and Fred the raccoon.
Okay.
It was
I don't need to know their names.
It was
Elvis.
a Karen.
Okay.
And she rang it in, and she was bragging on social media.
Yeah,
that
sure.
she'd taken this guy down.
What a dick.
Yeah, and now she's deleted all social media and gone into hiding.
That's probably a good idea.
Because you're a fucking cunt.
They didn't get this mad about George Floyd. I'll just put that out.
I'm just pointing out that Trump's going to do this worse.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
They're
this.
killing cunt squirrels and it's going to get worse. It's
Yeah.
already terrible.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's bad.
All they have to do is
you
not
guys
kill
think it
gay
can't
porn.
get, you freedom guys, do you think it can't get any worse?
No.
You are in for a rude fucking awakening.
I'm telling you, all he has to do is not kill the gay porn star's squirrel and he'll be fine. Like,
look, if you want to run a government, you've got to
get-
kill some gay porn star squirrels. That's how it's
going
going to
to
be.
get worse because it's going to get worse. It doesn't matter who
It is going to get worse, and that's why you've got that big fucking grin on your face.
Because it doesn't fucking matter who's telling us what's going on. It's the same shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Biden's not the one sitting there being like, he's got to what? Kill this squirrel. Like, that's not what's happening. Kamala didn't kill the squirrel.
No,
none of them did.
But that's the implication when all the conservative boys get fired up because a gay guy's squirrel got killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's them going, this is what you get with a fucking liberal government, man.
Because they've
and
come
you have
into
to
your
understand
home.
it's only getting worse.
Yeah, dude.
Now, what they could do is fire most of the cops. And if you think that helps you, great.
It won't.
Yeah, it makes the cops less likely to come around and shoot your squirrel, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
People were mad though, like, oh, did you know the cops can just come around, kick your door down? They don't need a warrant.
Yeah,
they
shoot
can
your
do
dog
this,
and
they can do
stuff,
that,
man.
they
They
can do
have to
this,
do-
they
yeah.
can do. So, yeah, I did know
Yeah.
they can do that.
Be really careful around the cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did know you can do that. Like, this is a ratchet one. Did you see anything about the Portuguese raids in New Zealand with the Mungo mob and stuff? And there was grandmas and kids involved because of this house got
In a
raided.
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Not long ago. I think it might have been October, maybe earlier.
I don't think I did.
Oh, well, the stories come out now that it's real gutting that the cops raided this house
Yeah.
because of the elderly and the children that were there and the trauma that they will put their kids through.
Sure.
Well, there's a massive argument that can be put forward that living with a gang member could be traumatic.
That could be traumatic, yeah.
You could have a raid that could be peaceful, and you could have a life with a gang member that's peaceful.
Sure.
But the argument there of you're putting people in place of trauma, it's like, no, just listen. They won't come after you. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, and you're fantasizing about peaceful gang members, which I don't really buy.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, with this whole, did you know the cops can do that shit? Yeah,
they
I
can.
fucking did.
Yeah,
they can do whatever they
The
need
body
to
that's
do.
supposed to hold them to account makes recommendations to them.
Yeah, they justify this shit.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't think any New Zealand cop has ever been done for like misuse of force in like in a killing.
So no, nobody's.
Yeah, ever.
I looked into this guy on Espino on RNZ, this great investigative piece about like how often do cops kill people in New Zealand and in what circumstances.
Yeah.
And found. They found what you think.
Yes.
They kill who you think, and
Yep.
none of them got in trouble.
Yes, exactly. So when you hear like, oh, they busted into this gay porn star's house and killed his fucking squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't kick the door down and shoot the fucking thing, did they? It's not like a movie. They went in, hey, we're taking your fucking squirrel.
Just to test it for rabies.
Hey, give me your squirrel.
And it died.
You can't have a pet squirrel.
Yeah.
You live in New York.
Yeah.
This is what the fuck
The
did
law
you
of the
think you
land.
could do?
Yeah.
What part of you was like, well, this law doesn't apply because it's really cute.
If you love freedom
Shut up.
and butt sex, you should be able to keep a squirrel. Even like rabies, no rabies, doesn't matter.
How many petitions are motherfuckers running before this to make squirrels pets?
I don't know.
None. Probably 8 dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably 1 game porn star. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Statistically,
no,
out of
you're not allowed that.
Yeah.
There's types of dogs you can't have.
That's
Calm
true.
down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but they can't show up. Bro, a dog bites someone, you can shoot it.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, you can't have these animals. Why? I don't fucking know. I just work here. You can't have them. That's the rule. Do you
Yeah.
want to change the rule? Go change it. But at the moment, you can't fucking do this. Sorry. God, it is. But then people are like, what I want to see is a bad guy who's like Scooby-Doo, bro. Like, you caught me. And I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, he owns it. Like, yeah, nah, fuck you. They're totally doing this.
That'd be nice.
Not, well, you see the impacts of trauma and what happened to him in his childhood. And blah, blah, blah. No. That's we all know it's wrong. You all know it's ratchet.
Sure.
You took the risk. You gambled it. It went bad.
Yeah.
Gutted, but
I think you could make an argument that voting for Trump really will solve this. Like, if he fires 95% of government employees, less people are going to come around and check whether you have squirrels. That's true.
yeah, if he makes people have like more paychecks, like higher paychecks, then shit will calm down.
I don't think that's true. I don't know.
If he gets more people paychecks, there you go. What about that?
Well,
Same paychecks, just more people get it.
Let me ask it a different way. Do you think that he has any reasonable idea of how to achieve that? Do you think that what he's going to attempt is any better than guessing?
Yeah, I assume that people come to him and go, hey, we reckon this, hey, we reckon that.
And he may or may not listen to them depending how much they suck his dick.
Pretty much.
Yeah, great. All right, put him in charge, man. It's great.
In the same way that I think that's happened
81 years old, bro, fully fucking.
Yep, and I think it's the exact same way that it's happened with every other fucking president.
Yeah.
I think that's what they do. I don't think they elect cunts who are like, did you know that the fastest way out of poverty is to empower women? That's actually a statistical real thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Check it. Christopher Hitchens. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
It sounds good. I think it's the right thing to do anyway.
It's apparently a real hard out thing. As soon as you do that, like women up their game, dudes have to get their shit together.
I think about that in the opposite direction. Like if you don't have women empowerment, I don't take you seriously as a country, and I don't think anything good will really come out of what you're doing.
Exactly. Because you're 200 years old.
Yeah.
You can't be dressed like a genie and have fucking Wi-Fi.
Yeah, bro. I love that look, bro. That's a fierce look.
Thanks. It's it's just fucked up. Like, we all know what's wrong. We all know what's right. Trump's gonna make it worse. It's already worse. There's places arguably that hate.
Hey, the house is already dirty. Let's set it on fire.
But is he? He was already in the house.
Yeah, but I think then there were regular people, like regular government nerds, who were like, that's not how that fucking works. And they stopped him and stalled him and delayed him for ages. But now he's got Supreme Court in both houses. He can kind of do... he's also got rid of any dissent within his party. There's almost no dissenting voices.
The only difference
whatever wild shit he says on a whim, they'll all go, shit, we're all Trump guys. We have to back this. And it doesn't matter what it is.
I see more problems of like, Trump's going to tell BlackRock to get fucked.
Yeah, I bet he'll do that. Elvis.
No.
Did you fall out of a coconut tree?
Listen to me. He's going to tell someone like that the wrong thing. No, we're going with these guys or whatever. Not knowing, and he's going to piss off those.
Oh, and Vanguard kills him? Is that what you mean?
Something. That's where I think it gets worse. Not the decisions he's going to make, because I don't think he's going to be allowed to.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like,
he
Obama
could get assassinated.
Was awesome.
He drives the liberals fucking crazy. And they might try kill him.
Obama was awesome, and everybody loved him. He wanted to shut down Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
He did in his last year of office, I think. Yeah.
Millen.
2016. Yeah, Millen Delvini. Go ahead and come over.
Yeah. You get what I'm meaning, though. There's all this terrible shit of they try to do things and they just get bogged down by trash. So,
sure, yeah.
And I think that happens to all of them. And I think that's just the process. I think the entire way they do it is stupid.
Yeah.
But the idea that one guy can just rock in and fucking cowboy it.
Yeah.
Bro, George Bush was in charge.
Yeah, but he's surrounded by regular people, like regular government nerds.
Dick Cheney's not a regular person.
He's a government nerd who does things within the scope of what a government does and is allowed to do.
Dick Cheney is a human skin bag with 1,000 demons in it. I think in the Bible they call it Legion.
Yeah.
He's still here.
I'm not defending Dick Cheney.
But I don't think that it, I don't know, Warhawks versus dumb cunts who want to be rich and on social media.
Yeah.
They want to be famous.
What's more on TV than being the president, bro?
But even Elon, he gets to stand there and be like, I'm amazing. I told you guys I was amazing.
Well, you know how he took over Twitter? He paid $44 billion for it, and then he sacked 90% of the people who worked there, and now it's hostile and fucking it's kind of universally recognized to be a fucking bad place unless you're particularly based and red-pilled. And also, he's courted its value. He open sourced parts of it for no reason. And they're like, this is the guy that we're going to bring in to deal with the government. I will grant you that he cut 90% of spending, but did he make it better or worse? I would argue quite a lot worse.
Do you realize, Zuckerberg was like, hey, wait a minute, is Elon buying Twitter? Make Threads. And it's
the way that he's able to make Threads is Elon open sourced the code because he figured rather than having computer software engineers, he could just let Twitter users do it. And if they discover something's wrong, they can go to the open source code and mess with it. So, which meant that when Zuck started his own Twitter, it's an open source code.
But it means soon, when everybody get I don't know, I'll give it a year, maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
When everybody switches to Threads, because it's the new Twitter. it'll happen because it started and it went out the gate and then putted out.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about Threads.
Yeah.
But once, like you said, it's this X, Twitter, whatever the fuck. It's become this terrible place.
Yeah.
Oh, but we have the alternative right here. Yeah, it's horseshit.
Yeah, that
Seems
no
like a
one's
game.
on, and they're not having fun. I think I don't
Yet.
use those other apps, but I
Yet.
try not to use Twitter either. But I think they're not having fun over on Threads and Blue
They're
Sky
not.
and
They
stuff.
Threads keeps telling me people want me to join it. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
I know it's
bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You're lying.
Yo.
This is- the single hot singles in my area all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit more tangential Trump stuff. You remember that David Seymour trashed him in public a few weeks ago?
Yeah, that's
You
why
remember
Trump
that?
rules.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's probably not a big deal, right? Trump probably wouldn't do anything to fuck over entire countries just to spite one guy. That's probably nothing to worry about, right? Fucking idiot, David Seymour. Why can't you do anything right? You know this treaty principles bill that
Now
they
you
moved.
get it. Now you get it.
You know they moved this treaty principles bill to just sometime when they weren't having a hikoi to protest it, and were like, "What? Wasn't us? There's nothing to."
Yeah, bro.
Bills. The timetables of Parliament get moved around all the time, and this time it happened to get moved away from when your protest is, and the Prime Minister also won't be here. Yeah, all good.
Go fuck yourself, Seymour.
What else we got? Well, RFK going wild on the food. He's gonna go wild on the food, bro.
He's gonna infect it all. It's just Independence Day from within.
Yeah, bro. Oh, the
To
funniest.
think a Kennedy will take down America from inside because of brain parasites. I'll watch that movie now.
Yeah.
I want to see how that movie goes.
Yeah, bro. Because his idea is to get the fluoride out, and basically right away you got to get the fluoride out. So the fluoride that's in your water. The big deal is that's I don't know if RFK says it calcifies your pineal gland, but
No.
that's what the fuck we're talking about.
No, he reckons it lowers IQ points.
Crazy.
It makes people
Does he
dumb.
brush his teeth?
I don't know.
What do you think he uses? Baking soda or toothpaste?
I think he uses cat guts like
I
violin
think he,
skin.
honest shit, is a bad
Violin
example. He
strings.
might use literally, like he's using whale jawbones and shit, dude.
Or pussy.
Yeah, he might not. Yeah.
He just opens a cupboard and there's a new one every morning. I mean, it's weird as though because it's weird as because instead of like it's like it sounds like a fucking floor buffer.
Yeah, bro. There's some deep sonic vibrations happening as well.
And then it's
feel good.
Gargle, spit, rinse, shuts the cupboard, pushes a button, different one next morning. He's a Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what we're talking about.
I reckon there's another button above it that says I'm feeling lucky, and he pushes it. When he opens it, it's a roadkill of some kind.
Yeah, and then he can choose what he's going to do with it.
Yeah, and then just, we all know, it's
do
fuck
you-
it and eat its brains.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking would happen.
I hope he's an alien. Like if it turns out where we get invaded by aliens and they fucking got a beer and dropped it in Central Park and he ate it. and that's how they got into a Kennedy, and then they just out there being like, I didn't leave the Democratic Party left me, and the aliens just like high-fiving like, that's fucking, who wrote that? Zergler Rocks, that was brilliant. Yeah, fuck yeah. And then he just goes and hey Trump, I love you, just give me a job. We should all love this guy, and it's got nothing to do with the give me a job part, but it is important later.
I would just like to be in charge of the food.
Yeah.
I know historically I've fought for rivers and environmental protections, but now I'd really like to be in charge of the food.
But I need to tell you what's wrong with your food, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what your cereal needs? More beer.
Yeah, bro. Do you know the fluoride in water is like inconsequential compared to the amount of fluoride in your toothpaste, which goes into your gums and stuff when you're brushing your teeth. So the amount that you get from water is less than you're getting from brushing your teeth, and nobody's arguing that brushing your teeth is
they do
bad for you. Do they really? Are they they use non-fluoride toothpaste and stuff?
Yeah, bro.
Interesting.
That's fully a thing.
I didn't know that.
Now there's retarded people out there. Like,
yeah, I mean, fluoride's a funny one, man.
why is it in the water? Because it's good for teeth. How do we find it out?
Yeah, it depends who you ask. Depending who you ask, the
Yeah.
reason it might be in the water is because it's a waste chemical that they don't know how to get rid of.
That's the one I know.
Someone else might
That's
say
what I
that
know.
it's because they need to calcify our pineal glands so we're not fully realized human beings.
If you get two birds and put them real close together
Yeah.
and then use a real big rock, it's real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we have a break?
We can, bro. Let's do it. Well. And we're back.
Refreshed.
Very much so. Rejuvenated, even, I would say.
Oh, that's good word.
A couple of things been sticking in my craw, Elvis.
Let's go, buddy.
I got, what do you reckon, 3D guns? There's Mike King news. There's
Mike King.
Mike King.
Let's
Right.
go, Mike King.
Mike King's been in the news. He was in the news for saying alcohol's our life jacket, which you expounded upon.
I might have said some stuff, bro. Move the fuck on.
He's been handing out literature to children calling Genesis Energy climate heroes. Oh, yes, he's out there greenwashing. Now, excuse me, Mike King has said that they didn't sponsor this, okay? So obviously that would be unethical if Genesis Energy was giving you money to tell children who don't know any better that Genesis Energy is their friend, right? That would be unethical. So if he was getting paid by power companies like a fucking mercenary to brainwash children, the reason these children are anxious, a major driver with it, is climate change. Like, hey, we're worried we're not going to have a world to live in. And this fucking guy shows up, the mental health guy, and is like, the people who burn coals, they're your buddies, man. Absolutely. So, selflessly doing their best for a better world, these guys. But at least that would be a closed system. That would be Genesis Energy paying him to fluff Genesis Energy. If you were to believe Mike fucking King, they didn't pay him to do that, which means we fucking paid him to do it. When he gets $26 million from the government without having to follow due process, he spends it on this.
Yeah, bro.
Are you fucking kidding me, Mike King? You piece of shit. To be clear, if we don't pay a percentage of our income every week to the government, guys with guns show up and lock us in a cage, right? And what they do with the money is this. They give it to Mike King to brainwash little kids who want to kill themselves because power companies like Genesis, for instance, have contributed to the climate change that makes them think don't have a world to live in. Are you serious, Mike King? The greed and avarice of our forebears bring the world crashing down around us. That drives their anxiety and suicide. Mike King. So you go to them and tell them these companies are good, actually. They're your friends. They're helping the world. We talk a lot on this show about slimy pieces of shit. This is up there, man. I am so fucking disappointed in Mike King.
I tried to say...
We're paying for it.
I tried to say we should... I told you we should pinch his bike.
We should pinch his bike, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's why I was going on about it, is he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
I know he's out there... if he's genuinely trying to be a good person... And this is his version of it.
I think he might be.
If this is his version of it, there's probably an element of naivety or influence from something else. Or, fuck you, dude.
He's either, I think maybe his heart's in the right place and he's kind of been suckered into this.
Maybe.
Or this is really evil, bro.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's either somebody's lubed up evil and got it into his brain.
Yeah.
Or... he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, maybe he made this deal when he had his life jacket on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I like that one.
He shouldn't be allowed to ride that bike. Fuck, whatever.
What if he's wearing a life jacket? That would be my way around it. Fuck, if we ever get to interview him, we should just be drunk as wearing life jackets.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. And just tell them that we're having anxiety because someone stole our bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him, man. I thought he was fucking awesome growing up.
Bro, but that's rough. Funny. That's rough.
But this shit that he's up to now is weird.
Going to tell going and tell children who are going to kill themselves because they don't have a world to live in that the people fucking up their world are actually their buddies.
Yeah,
is pretty bad.
It's some shameful shit.
Yeah, bro.
You shouldn't be allowed to go in and tell kids any fucking thing.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's famously the reason why engagement rings have diamonds in them, and why is all by this diamond cartel that was able to, throughout the Western world, implant the idea that a man doesn't love you unless he gives you a diamond. So they put this in all kinds of media and films, and they went on speaking tours around every school around the Western world to be like, dude, if he doesn't give you a diamond, can't marry him, can't fuck him. So that's how it's going to be.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have no resale value and stuff, but they brainwashed everybody really early.
That's
to
so
be like, if
brilliant.
he doesn't get you a diamond, it's not on.
Yeah.
That's pretty evil.
And boys,
but they weren't worried about killing themselves. They were worried about fucking the wrong
boys,
person.
you guys want to fuck, right?
Yeah. Better start saving, boys.
Boys. Fucking hell.
Yeah. But this is worse. This is worse than that.
I'd have been a lonely motherfucker back in those days.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, wait, you need a rock?
Damn.
I'm not fucking no witch.
My mum hit me with this shit when I was with my partner for a long time, and I'm trying to explain to her, I'm like, I love this woman, and my mum's like, you got to get her a ring. I'm like, so my words and deeds mean nothing unless I get a compressed chunk of carbon, mount it on something, and put it on her finger. She's like, yeah.
She's a witch.
She's a... Who? My mum?
Yeah.
You watch your fucking mouth.
Nah, think about it.
No, my mum's a brilliant woman. She was
order
just
to
brainwashed. She was just brainwashed by the diamond cartel.
In order to get love, you must obtain the rock. It's like, what?
No.
All women...
No, she was brainwashed as a child. She's an otherwise brilliant woman.
Into being witches.
No,
they need a special crystal, bro.
Oh, I don't know.
That's to perform the spell. You know what? When they get
this wasn't part of the advertising.
They get a diamond.
Yeah.
They put it down, and then they put a little bit of your hair.
Yeah.
Another bodily fluid you've produced.
Okay.
And your favorite vegetable, and then they draw a little circle in the middle, and it takes your balls. Sorry, I mean, no, you're just married now.
Yeah.
They don't tell you about it.
No, I never heard about it.
Why would you? You're married, and you're like, this is awesome, and it was my idea.
It wasn't my idea.
I'm just giving you
I was tricked into it like all men.
Yeah.
No, that's what
Bert
happens.
Kreischer has a great one about how when he was younger and a stallion, and he would run, and everyone would watch him run because he was gorgeous.
Sure.
And then one day, like, this traveler showed up with a bag of carrots. Those are blowjobs, and they tricked him into doing like, hey, you want a carrot? Yeah, and it was a great bit. I didn't mean to do that much of it, but yeah, Bert's fucking good with that one.
That's fun.
That's fuck my king.
Yeah, fuck my king. We can move on. We got a bit of 3D guns stuff, or we can talk about my fucking doctor, and we can talk about D&D stuff. What do you want to talk about?
Doctor.
My doctor.
I'm less interested in the guns if you've had a problem with a professional.
Yeah, bro. I've had problems with this professional for a long time. There's this... I can snap this fucking guy in half. Not that I think about that very often, but he's a slight gentleman. He's a little Vietnamese guy, and he must be like 40, 45 kilos. Tiny little dude. And I haven't asked him if he's Vietnamese. We don't get along. I don't talk to him like that, but he has like an iconic... like Vietnamese name. Like he's obviously Vietnamese.
I'm gonna crack up if he's actually Chinese. He just told you his name is fuck you.
Oh shit, that's his problem with me. He knows I'm Chinese. Yeah. God damn it.
He's checked your file.
Yeah, but he must have.
He's seen your jeans.
Yeah, bro. It'd be like if your last name was Vivanapoli. Like you again, it's a obviously whatever. But he's tiny little guy who I've been in there before, and he, even with a student doctor present, he makes no effort to administer care to me, right? And I'm such a stubborn fuck that I think when I go to the doctor, I'm like, I'm already here. Let's do medicine on me. And he's like, no. So there's a student doctor there. This is not even this time. This is last time. And I went in there with back problems, and he's like, where does it hurt? I'm like, this part of my back. And he's like, stand up. I'm like, okay. He's like, do this. Okay. Do this. Okay. Do this. I'm like, ow. He's like, all right. He sits down at his computer, and he tap, prints something out, circles it, hands it to me. He's like, get out. He doesn't want to do medicine, or at least not on me. And then... So I got so fed up with this guy that I was like, I don't want to see that guy. Give me a different doctor. And they gave me this jacked dude this massive jacked dude who told me all the stories about like the origins of penicillin and stuff because he's like a total medicine nerd. Jack, this little Vietnamese guy would tell me to quit smoking, and he doesn't lift. You're gonna die before me, motherfucker. I'll be smoking darts and pumping iron, and you will be dead, wasted away, atrophied. Poor little fucker. But apparently he's a good doctor to other people because my wife brought my son during COVID times where if you had a cough, they'd like come out in the car park and examine you in your car, which apparently he was very diligent with my little boy. And I think maybe that's why I gave him a pass this time because I heard he had been a good doctor to my kid. But apparently he approached the side is the back door of the car and he's administering medicine and whatever, taking temperatures. I wouldn't know what I haven't experienced that from him, but apparently it's something that he does with other patients. But apparently he got scared of a spider that was living in the wing mirror of the car and stopped administering medicine until the spider was taken care of. This fucking guy. So I have to go see him. I'm like, I need to have my arm looked at. And he writes down that it's not an injury, but a gradual process thing. And under severity on there, it says not applicable or something. Like the reason the severity is not listed is because he does not care. He does not care if my injury is serious. And the ACC, I fucking went to the physio, and the physio was like, why did he write that? I'm like, we have interpersonal problems. She's like, okay, I'm going to write down what I think happened. And the ACC called me, and he's like, what's up with this? Like, just this guy, bro. So are we good? He's like, yeah, I'm approving your claim now. Like, fuck. Thank God, man. I can't believe this little fucking guy. If you don't want to be a doctor, don't be a doctor. Or if you, like, be grown up enough to say to me, like, hey, I think maybe we clash personally and you should see a different doctor. He could have done that, but he just fucking...
down, colonizer.
That's
probably what he sees.
He's Vietnamese. He's the colonizer.
He probably just thinks you look like one of the dudes that showed up.
Look, you've seen me interact with people. I'm
You're
nice.
Horrible.
I'm nice.
Horrible person.
Come on. I'm nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do people not have that impression of me?
I know, you're yelling at me that you're nice.
That's now. Yeah. As I screaming at that lady that I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. I don't know. For listeners, send in. Tell us, does Jesse seem nice?
I'm not nice on the podcast, you piece of shit.
Just tone-wise, does he seem like he has the capability? I don't know.
I'm lovely all the time. But when this doctor was like, I'm going to write it down as a gradual process thing.
Like, yeah, let me go back to the story where I'm not lovely.
No, I was a lot fucking lovelier than I could have been. Like I said, bro.
Moral equivalency.
Yeah, it is.
Got you.
And he's like, I'm going to write it down as this. Is that okay? I'm like, are you asking me? Or are you telling me what's up? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to write it down as this thing. Like, fuck, man.
That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
Poor Jess.
Whatever. I assume he saves a lot of money on clothes. He buys them at the kids section. You know, this is beneath me.
Body shaming. Oh, Captain Progress.
I'm just mad at him.
Bad short man experience. Just you're like, fuck you, pumpkin patch.
Hear my emotional truth. I am mad at this person.
Fair enough.
I'm going to see Jack Doctor on Monday, and hopefully he'll sort me out. And I've learned my lesson. It's not worth going to that guy. He's not going to do medicine on me. It's not worth it.
I hope Jack Guy tells you a good YouTube to look up.
He might, bro. He might. He might have a MAGA cap on, bro. He's a big jacked white dude.
If he's happy as fuck, bro,
he might be
you know what's
Monday
going
morning,
on.
Bro. Absolutely.
If he's just like, what up, champ?
What's up, you fucking communist? Yo, how'd you know I was a communist? You've been colluding with your comrade over in the hall, bro.
Oh, they'll get you.
They'll get you all right.
If you can get talked into communism, you can get talked into the other thing. You can get talked
into a lot of shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Into the other thing.
Hard out. Fuck, there's a bit more shit. There's D&D stuff, or there's 3D
go
gun
to
stuff.
3D guns last. Cause
the D&D stuff's interesting because I
feel like that's going to be maths or something. So
yeah, the D&D stuff. I don't know if it'd be interesting.
Cool,
I don't know if it'd be interesting to people, but
who cares?
But I'm a dungeon master.
Yeah,
but I'm not like in the D&D world really.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't. I have games that I run, and
is that how you say I'm a dungeon master, but I'm cool? Is that the same? Like, I'm not in that world.
No,
you're drawing,
it'd be more like
a pretty big line.
It'd be more like if you're a car enthusiast, but you don't like race, or like you just kind of make your own stuff in your shed. I don't know. Is that a good enough analogy?
Adult racer, not boy racer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, good. No, D&D's interesting.
I couldn't tell you where exactly they're doing burnouts on a Friday night.
Yeah.
But my car can do burnouts. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. So you're a dungeon master who runs awesome dungeon games, but couldn't care less what the other guys are up to.
Yeah, there's interesting cultural stuff in D&D. So D&D kind of exploded in 2020 during COVID. People were stuck at home with nothing to do. So they started like Discord, like over the internet D&D sessions, and it spawned a whole new type of D&D, which is playing with total strangers. Playing with like strangers on the internet. And it's kind of the new school players listen to Critical Role and like the really popular and very dramatic podcasts that are like much more story driven. Because they're playing with strangers. Like, when I play D&D, it's with a group of people. Usually, it's with people I know very well. It's a very high-trust model. But when it's strangers on the internet, it kind of can't be like that. So the new Dungeons & Dragons rules are like, they include a consent form. Which is like, if something's bothering you... Do you have audio problems?
No.
Which is like, before you start playing D&D with people... You provide them with like a checklist, basically. Like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? You basically, like, I don't know exactly how it's laid out because I don't care about this. I don't have these problems in my games. But they'll say like basically a safe word or like a hand signal that you make or like something that you say that just goes like, hey, stop the story. I'm not fucking cool with this. Which... I think like has its merits and maybe even has its place, but you're trying to introduce it to like very rules-based people, like people who want to track a character sheet once a week for a few hours over the course potentially of years, and it matters what they wrote down years ago, whether they have 14 arrows or 12.
Yeah, there's growth.
Yeah, but it seems like the new rule is more like if somebody's not cool with it, we just kind of hand wave everything. Which is like the opposite of that kind of minutia. Again, I don't have these problems, but I understand people are getting fired up. But one of the most interesting things about it is this consent form. They may have obtained it from third-party sources without getting consent.
That's awesome.
Yeah, bro. It's like the guy, like the piracy music that you talked about, bro. Yeah.
That was honestly, Malloy. Yeah.
I can't hear fuck all in my headphones either. Do we have problems?
Is that better?
Yeah, if you turn me up, please. More. Yeah,
down.
like way more. It should be way over the side here. Yeah, like that. And my one as well. Yeah. That's much better. Thank you.
I think I adjusted it wrong.
It does seem that way, bro. Yeah.
I'll admit that. Well. And the D&D thing, that's weird. Like, that sounds like it would kill the game.
That seems like there's a lot of stuff that could potentially do that. So there's a bit of a furor maybe a couple of years ago because they put in a bunch of wheelchair stats. Like, what if your D&D adventurer is in a wheelchair? Which, like, to nerds who are really into minutia, they're like, what fucking dungeon is wheelchair accessible? It doesn't make any sense. And by the way, if you're role playing, why are you role playing a crippled guy? Like. And you needed to also, like, you could have a magical solution, like, whatever. People thought it was weird. And my solution to all that is, like, if somebody wants that, then it can exist. And if they don't, that just won't be in my game. I don't give a shit. You pick and choose, like, what's useful to you.
I don't think it's a big enough thing that somebody should, like, oh, okay, one of the players today is in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That exists then.
Oh, should I have had a wheelchair in one of my games?
Off-road wheelchair. Fuck up.
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't seem like it could be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just like it's two factions of a world kind of butting up against one another. There's like the minutia focused people who do it for a certain
fuck is
reason.
minutia? You keep saying it.
It's like the tiny details of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just ignored it the first couple times, but it keeps coming back up. That's what I thought.
Sorry, I thought it was common parlance.
You're a fucking common parlance. No, it's interesting that, like you say, like if you're in a fantasy world, and you want your wheelchair there, that's a whole different scenario.
I think the other faction, other than the minutia-driven faction, is like a very like emotive story-driven faction, because that's what people were doing during the pandemic. They're listening to hundreds of hours of D&D podcasts by actors. Though.
Is this
not by some nerds in a basement, by like legit actors telling great stories.
Are people wanting the actors and shit to tell stories with the wheelchair stats, or is it no? They've included wheelchair.
No, I mean,
stats.
but that kind of necessarily happens. Like the most popular D&D podcast has had that dynamic in there.
Interesting.
I guess it's interesting. Like it's
interesting
the
from
two
a
of them
fucking
clashing,
psychological point of view.
They kind of can't coexist. So the other side is driven by like narrative exploration and maybe wanting to learn something about the character and even about themselves, like a very drama nerdy kind of thing, which is not what everyone gets out of D&D. Some people are more driven by like the dice and the hack and slash and all that kind of stuff. Like people want different stuff out of it, and I think that's where those worlds bump. I don't know if this is interesting, honestly. We should move on.
Man, fuck them. That's interesting. You like it. That's cool.
Okay.
I've played D&D with you, bro. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not somebody that should come to a party for D&D, but it was fun. I get it.
You were a terrorist, which I don't think I'm surprising anyone in the audience when I say that, but you were a terrorist.
I didn't realize that when you play D&D, you could be like, can I do this insane thing? Yeah, you have to roll the dice.
You have to try.
All you had to do was maintain eye contact and roll the dice.
Yeah, and they magically came up.
And it would magically come up. It was, blessed, some would say.
Blessed, yes. Yes,
blessed by, possibly. I don't know the name of the god in D&D.
Balor, maybe.
Can you be like, I'm just cooler than him?
Sure, yeah.
But do you have to roll heaps of dice?
So in D&D, you can do anything you want. It's up to you to figure out how, but that's what it has over a video game, is you're like, I want to strip the tablecloth off this table that we're recording off and reprogram the computer. Like, you can't do that in any video game. Like, you just pick, you can do anything. It's visually not as compelling, but you can do anything, and that's so freeing.
Do you know how, like, because if you're dungeon master, so you, like, make the world and the lore and all this sort of shit around it, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, just do a completely different one?
Yeah.
And you make up like is it always like fantasy forest in castle pyramids? Like
that's a common way to do it, but it doesn't have to be that.
Do you do shit like your ancient gods and like you go,
I haven't done that. I've done something where I made the party bears who were trying to steal honey from like a honey convention.
That's sick.
Yeah, bro. It's like silly stuff like that.
Yeah, that silly stuff's awesome. I'm a big fan of the silly stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I would have straight away gone for like epic shit, like, oh, there's this dude and he has this gun and it kills
and if he
gods.
brings this corpse back to life, that corpse will inhabit the dead god of murder will flow into it, and that'll like wreak 1,000 years of habit.
Yeah, you guys are the Celestials.
That's a valid way to play too, and there's some of that in.
You guys are Celestials and you run Earth.
Yeah,
and now they call it the Middle East. Just trick cunts into being God.
Now I want you to adjudicate who should be in control of the Holy Land.
Yeah.
And you can do this by influencing. Now these guys are planning a terrorist attack. Do you want to go well? Or do you want to maybe slow it down?
Roll 12 for initiative. Is that the word?
Initiative is one of the D&D words. Congratulations.
Sick.
That's got to be enough D&D talk though, surely.
Yeah. I just find it fascinating because like anybody that says to me, I don't like it, I think it's dumb. It's where I go, hang on, like you're allowed to not like it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like if somebody wanted to play and said, let's do this, I would totally say no.
Yeah.
Like I'm not starting from the start.
Sure.
I'll come and fucking sub in on a stupid fun game.
Sure.
Because that's hilarious, but I'm not going to go and do it. I don't like it. I don't like having to remember it week by week and have this campaign and
Sure,
shit.
man.
But some people are really into that. So I don't like it is totally fine. I think it's stupid. Shut up. That's dumb. There's one thing that game is not, and it's stupid.
It's not.
Yeah,
If you think it's stupid, what do you do with your time? You watch millionaires pretend to feel emotions?
Exactly.
Is it that?
That's what I'm sort of saying. I think people who go, like, it's interesting no matter what way you look at it. There's stats, there's fucking gameplay, there's theater, there's fucking lore, there's all this shit to it. There's a way for it to be interesting. If you can't comprehend that it's interesting, I don't want to be mates with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to play it, but I don't want to be mates with you if you think it's dumb.
They reckon there's 100 million players
I
worldwide.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched people get it explained and then suddenly realize they're into it.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of transformation that happens.
Yeah.
Know? And I think if you were going to commercialize it, which probably make it dumb, as if you were to just say, hey,
that's what's happening. It's been taken over from people who care about the game. It's been bought by Hasbro.
Yeah.
So they've,
because you could
it's
easily,
all about like, it's about the bottom line. It's not about making a good game. It's about making money.
Dungeons and Dragons, except you're cops, and now you're just playing Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, for sure. You could totally do that. That's the great thing about D&D. Anything is possible. There was a Wendy's. There was a Wendy's-based D&D game. So it was something that they published. Yes, and it had like a 73-page player's handbook. So that's just what you as the player need to know, and like a 300-page adventure guide for the dungeon master, and you could be like a knight of the Order of Fries, and like barbecue sauce buffs you and shit. Really dumb.
Sick.
But the most popular D&D podcast in the world did it. They were like, this would be fucking wild, and they played it, and then afterwards people were like, do you know that Wendy's uses factory farming, and it only pays people the minimum wage? And they just took all that stuff down. You can't see that stuff anymore, because that's the, like, it's that other contingent of D&D players.
Fuck, I love the idea that you can just make up like entire different multiverses and shit.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Truly limitless possibilities.
If you think Dungeons and Dragons isn't interesting, you're just not interesting.
It's okay to not be interested. I forgive uninterested listeners.
I reckon not liking it's fine.
Yeah.
But if listeners are sitting there be like, they're still talking about this. You're fucking listening to us, cunt.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Move on. What's this 3D guns thing?
The 3D guns shit is
$5, it's maths. Keep
the New Zealand police who are you betting with?
Everyone.
The New Zealand police. Detective Superintendent Greg Williams, specifically. He says 58 3D guns have been confiscated in New Zealand. Sick. And, quote, you can now purchase ceramic ammunition. I have heard potentially of plastic ammunition, end quote. Oh, he's heard potentially of plastic ammunition, Helvers.
That's a crime he's not reporting.
I've heard potentially of aliens. Yeah.
I heard potentially that you can actually get guns that if you put snow in it, it'll shoot ice bullets.
Yeah, bro, absolutely.
What the fuck?
I understand why the police want this banned, but the details are impossible. Because the gun part is a tube closed off at one end. The bullet part's anything that fits in the tube. The firing part is any accelerant. Which part are you banning? You can't. Can I not 3D print tubes? What if I already have tubes? My workshop at my house has tubes. Stuff that fits in tubes. I have accelerant. Do I have guns? Because I could have guns and I understand how to make things. Do I have guns? What do you ban? Do you ban tubes? Do you ban springs? Do you ban books about gunsmithing, ballistics, physics? If so, is knowing how to do it already? Is that illegal?
I see where you're going, bro.
Do you ban specific STL files or just any that include a tube? I have a forge at my house, like a metalworking forge. I can make a gun without looking anything up. I'd make a better one in shorter time if I had schematics, but I could make one now. Am I illegal? I'm not saying it's not a problem to be solved. I'm saying there's like 100 ways to solve it wrong. That's all. And I don't trust the police to do things right generally. Like, I don't think you should be punished for a crime until the crime has been committed. So I'm allowed to have tubes. I'm allowed to have tubes at my house.
Has anyone said you can't?
I'm not allowed I'm allowed a 3D printer. I'm not allowed a gun. I'm allowed brass and steel and lead and cordite. And I haven't committed a crime unless I turn those things into a gun. I know how to do that, though. But is that different to being in possession of an STL file?
No.
It's not different. So I'm illegal.
Well, I know how to fucking kill someone. That doesn't make me illegal.
No, it doesn't. And that's what I'm saying is the crime should be the crime part.
Mm-hmm.
I think we try to ban... No, you can't have your 3D printer make a tube with a collar and a spring in it. You can't do that. Not allowed to.
Wait on. How many guns that were 3D printed?
Confiscated 58 in New Zealand, yeah. And they've heard potentially of plastic ammunition.
What were they dressed like?
The 3D guns?
No.
Who, the cops?
The people who had the 3D guns.
Actually, I don't know.
Like
probably not like you.
But like, were they just like farmers? And these look like rifles?
I wouldn't think so. I think they're probably dressed like basement
Mafia
dwellers.
fellas?
No, I think probably basement dwellers.
They weren't G'd up from the feet up?
No, I think you might find mostly white, mostly America first, bro, if you know what I'm saying. Not doubting that's who's doing it.
Mm-hmm. This is 58 people in New Zealand.
So they say 58 3D guns. They didn't say how many people that was from.
What? So they just randomly searched the dude and he had a 3D gun?
No, they're watching everyone all the time. So if they find out that someone downloads an STL file that lets them make a gun, I assume
and they give them 3
round.
months to make it, and then they go round.
They go round and they take the gun and they go, "What the fuck? Is this illegal?" And they're like, "We're working on it. We'll hold on to the guns until then."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm behind. Nah, go the boys.
Okay.
Back the blue, cuz. Fuck you. Let's have a break.
We want dicks. We want dicks. Bring me dicks. Got a tunnel to fix. We want Arnie.
Men are trapped in the pits. I assume somewhere. Doesn't matter. I wanted to run something by you.
Wokeness. Nah.
Yeah, bro. They succumbed to the woke mind virus. Hate to see it.
That's why RFK needs to bring in his masculine brain worms that give you migraines if you don't get pussy.
Yeah. Stunno Talk, everybody.
Welcome to it.
Check this out. I want you to just scroll through this and see from the layout and wording what you think, and while I describe it to the listeners.
I'm going to go to the top.
I was on one of my favorite websites, tunnelsandtunneling.com. And I was reading about...
This is ChatGPT.
Yeah, bro. I was reading about, basically had a suite of articles. Like, you could read about how tunneling relates to these issues. And the one that I happened to click on to go like, okay, well, let's see, was about, like, interstate armed conflict. And I assumed it would have, like, dope shit about the terrorists taking over the tunnels like we talked about that time. Or, I don't know, I thought it would have interesting stuff in it. But I read it, and it's GPT, right? That's exactly how GPT lays stuff out. It's got almost no real information in it. It does like the same summary, bullet points, same 4-numbered list. That's GPT.
It even starts with there's a psychological thing that people do when asked a question.
Yeah.
Like, what's your most embarrassing moment, Helvis? And I'm like, my most embarrassing moment would be, and you reiterate the question back.
I jumped off a high rock wall to try and impress a girl, and when I landed, my thighs clapped together and squeezed my nutsack, and I fell down like, ah! That's my most embarrassing moment.
Oh, fuck. For the record, I did say Helvis. I didn't even want you to remember.
I just thought of that memory. It's so dumb. She'll think this is cool. Ah!
Fuck me. I should have picked a different fucking comparison. What I was meaning is that when you ask someone a question who's used to getting asked questions, they will reiterate the question back in their answer.
Yeah.
And I used to use it when I was in school in NCEA.
Yeah.
And you reword it just the same way, and
the
then
question should be in the answer.
That's this. Mm. It's like, can you talk about interstate armed conflicts?
Yeah.
And it starts with, interstate armed conflicts have historically, and
they have historically affected regions in many various ways.
Yeah, this is all shit.
Yeah, bro.
However,
dumb. So even, I'm just saying, be careful. You never know where there's going to be some bullshit out there, I guess.
Oh, It's our illustrious tunnels getting chat GPT'd.
That's a shame. I've got value out of that website before, and I know I'll get less value out of it going forward. I know that.
Just some fucking. I hope it's like some tunnel dude who's like, I started a podcast and now I have to talk about the tunnels. I had 8 craft beers last night and I forgot I need to use the chat GPTs. I hope no one cares.
One guy in New Zealand.
Man, dude, oh bullshit. Fuck. And it's the guy that downloaded all of our podcasts from Sweden. Fuck yes. Oh, that's beautiful.
There's the Aussies are going hard tunneling. They've decided that tunneling is a potential solution to many problems, and they're right in a lot of ways.
They are right.
So they're doing their pumped hydro 2.0.
God bless Australia.
Yeah, bro. Australia. Is that how it goes?
I don't know. I'm muted if I'm watching the All Blacks.
Yeah, you got to mute that part, bro. I agree.
Man,
I can't watch the national anthem. Not even our one. Yeah.
You know, this is a funny one. My dad, for like a large part of my life, I was going to say childhood, but no, life, we will sit down to watch the All Blacks, and when they do the national anthems, and a female walks out to do the New Zealand national anthem, my dad is suddenly Soundgarden, bro. He is depressed as just, oh, fuck. Fucking over. Fucking done. You're like, what the fuck, bro?
Is it a superstition thing?
Yeah.
Ah!
And he's like, if a female sings, like, I'm actually going to ring someone. I'm like, Dad, who are you going to ring? Yeah, it's fucking great.
That's
to
insane.
This day. To this day, he still does it.
It's like, it's a bad omen. Like if the ref is wearing green socks or something. Like, oh, we're fucked. No point watching this.
I don't think he's ever noticed the socks of the ref. No. It's just... Might be misogynistic the more I think about it now.
Just some clam singing the national anthem.
Fuck. If I ever find out my dad refers to ladies as clams, he might be getting put in an armbar.
I was going to talk some Aussie shit, but we're starting to get a bit tight on time. Instead, I might talk about something closer to home.
Time doesn't exist there. Who cares?
I know. But instead, you remember they pitched a mega tunnel in Wellington, basically so that Parliament limos wouldn't get stuck in airport traffic. Was the idea? So you spend $4 billion on that. Now they haven't approved that. They're going for, and this is very local to us, 2 new tunnels.
Sick.
And that's one parallel to the Mount Vic tunnel and one parallel to the Mount Cook tunnel, I think it is. Whatever the main ones to the city.
They should just do one from Petone to the airport.
They haven't. Yeah, bro. That would be fucking sick.
Get Arthur.
Yeah, bro. And it's probably doable. I think they lack the vision to do it, but it is doable.
Vision is all they're
spending like
lacking.
$1 billion on the cycleway next to the motorway there. It's whatever. They could be tunneling. What they're gonna do is take the 2 useful tunnels that we have and build more tunnels beside them. It was the least exciting and least productive way that you could do this, but that is what they're doing, and it's going to
Simeon Brown.
It's going to shave some amount of minutes off of certain people's commute times.
12
people's?
12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes. But this is going to be like families are eligible for up to $300 of tax cuts, right? If this is best case scenario, someone saves 12 minutes. It won't be everybody saves 12 minutes.
Everybody that likes this idea.
Because that tax cut turned out to be like $20.
I don't want to sound ratchet or negative, but I hope everybody that backs that idea gets Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
Fuck these cunts, man.
What do you know about the existing tunnels there?
I know that people that beep in it, you shouldn't be their friends.
Yeah,
they're like the white people that clap on a plane.
I was a beeper, and I played in a band with a guy who had to walk through that tunnel every day, and he just described to me one time what it's like walking through the tunnel. I was like, okay, I stopped doing it.
Oh,
it must be fucking nightmarish.
If it was anything else, like you're just walking along with your friend somewhere, and then they're just like, woo! Like, the fuck? And they're like,
bro, some people
ghosts.
beep in the tunnel. Some people beep for the entire 650 meter length of the tunnel.
Yeah, those people are called terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think any poor bastard who has to walk through it. So I've stopped doing it. But you know the reason people do it?
Ghosts?
Yeah, kind of. It's like to appease the spirit of this girl who got killed in like 1930. She shacked up with this guy, so it was the Depression in like 1930.
Yeah.
They realized that a tunnel here would be pretty sick, and that's true. So they start digging the tunnel. And she busies herself by bringing tea to the laborers and stuff. Yeah. She shacks up with this 29-year-old guy when she's 16, that she's like a laborer. And this is 1930, 29-year-old. This is an old man by this stage. So they shack up. He's got 6 children to a different wife, but that wife died, so he put all the children up for adoption and came to Wellington and shacked up with a 16-year-old girl. And when she got pregnant, he killed her. And he chucked her in fact, what he did was he went and dug her grave the day before he killed her. And he went and like dug a pit in where the spoil from the Mount Vic tunnel went. He told a friend he was going to bury a dog, borrowed a shovel. He's like, hey bro, I need to borrow a shovel, I need to bury a dog. And he dug a pit there, killed her the next day, chucked her in it, and they chucked like just tons and tons of stuff before anybody went looking. So they had to excavate like half a tunnel's worth of spoil to find this girl. That's ostensibly why people beep there. But it might be one of those things where people already beeped in the tunnel, like ha ha ha, and then at a certain point, also this thing existed, and they've kind of been like pushed together. There's not like a definitive link. Like people didn't start beeping in the tunnel to appease the spirit of a girl. That's just kind of what they say now. You're mad.
What's our time?
Oh, we're well past. It's been Tunnel Talk.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I don't want to hear the segments prior. I just want to hear the tunneling part. In my heart I have but one desire, an underground tube, the dank and the